Hi, good evening. This is Sagar from OEM Update Magazine, and we're joined by Mr. Sanjay Sangam, who's the Deputy Director of Sales and Technical at Renishaw. So, Sanjay ji, thank you so much for speaking with OEM Update Magazine, and thanks for your time. So, let me begin by asking you, where is India's biggest demand for precision metrology and additive manufacturing coming from currently?
Okay, I think it's a good question. The precision manufacturing, if you ask me, predominantly machining happens in every sector, but the precision manufacturing is more demanding in aerospace, semiconductor, and electronics manufacturing, plus defense manufacturing. These are the four sectors I see where the high precision requirements are there. Yeah.
And what kind of demand is coming from these four high precision demanding sectors?
Yeah, see, actually, the customer expectation is they want quality, they want speed, they want, because these components are produced in batches. Right. So it's not that you have a mass production. So wherein you set the process and then it just goes on and on and on. But that's not the case in these sectors. Electronics is a high volume, but especially in aerospace and defense, the requirements are in batches. So every batch, it could be a 400, 500 components, and the component changes, so setup changes. So you need to be, as a supplier, as a supply chain to these manufacturers, you need to be always up and ready to make sure that your solutions meets the expectations of change in production schedule, change in batches, change in component, change in material. Sometimes they ask you to produce Inconel, sometimes they ask you to produce titanium, sometimes aluminum alloys. So the machines and the peripheral equipments has to be ready to deliver to customers.
So on that note, is there any case study which you would like to highlight, or some kind of a milestone client who has actually used all these parameters, who have used Renishaw solutions, and then you saw a productivity boost in case of that particular client or that particular project which you executed? We would be glad to know some case study in this regard.
There are plenty. If you see Bangalore is a hub of aerospace, and there are a lot of manufacturers who are using Renishaw solutions on different types of machines. And these solutions have immensely helped them to improve their productivity. It's very difficult for me to name them, the plenty of them. So these tools that we have given to them, they have been integrated on various CNC machines. And this is helping them to really produce more components, quality components first time, and also consistency in their productivity. You make components, but if they're not consistent in terms of the tolerance levels and accuracy, they are not of use to them, to their clients. So they want consistency, they want less rejection, they want automation, they want high increase in productivity. So all these systems and the sensors that we have supplied to them are helping in all these directions. I talked about the automation. There was a question on automation. So automation is again a very, very big subject. So I talked about you can start the journey by adopting in a small way the sensors that we offer. You integrate Renishaw sensors on your CNC machine. You help in bringing automation. You're trying to get onto the journey of automation. You can set the tool automatically. You can set the components automatically. You can use these sensors during machining also. Sometimes the cutting tools get broken. You will not be able to really identify if you don't have these sensors. These sensors will help you. Oh, my tool is broken. My tool is worn out. So you can set certain limits and see once you have reached that limit, then the system generates the alarm, and then it gives you feedback that it's a time for you to change the tool. So we're talking of automation, we're talking of data, we're talking of making some informed decisions. All that happens together.
There is always a thing called as, or there is always a philosophy of many manufacturing OEMs, which they claim to be get it right for the first time. So I picked up that when you were saying about when the part predictive things which are coming. So how do you ensure that your customers get it right for the first time using your solutions?
I think we divide looking at the manufacturing in the three segments. One is pre-machining, during machining, and post-machining. Now so this question can be very well answered if I speak a little bit on the sensor that we offer for the pre-machining. Now, pre-machining is what? Basically, you have CNC machine. It may be a machine with you which you have been using for 10 years, for example. You have no idea how good that machine is. You may have certain data which tells you that, your data could be what kind of components you've been producing for last so many years. Or, if you take the latest data of last 1 month, it will give you some data. Oh, I can produce the component which has 50 microns accuracy because this machine is 10 years old. So you infer from what you have produced as a component. But that may not be true. So we have a sensor called ball bar. If I spin that ball bar on a CNC machine, your CNC machine, so it gives me a data which tells me about at least 20 plus errors. Okay, the errors are revolved around circularity, and you get to know all these errors. It's part of the software that we offer along with this hardware, this sensor, and you get to see all this data. It tells you, if you go more into depth of these errors, what is this error, what is the amplitude of this error, and why this error is happening. Where the things would have gone wrong. So it tells you that is your machine is in good condition or not. It's like a stethoscope of a doctor. It tells you machine is in good condition or not. Then you get an answer. Oh, you may have your perception that this machine cannot produce components which are less than 100 microns.
Right.
But you may be surprised that still machine is in good condition.
Absolutely.
So your perception will change if you have this data. Now that is one part of it. Then second part is how good you have a machine. The machine, somebody spoke about. I think somebody spoke that you have a machine. Your machine should be producing chips, not waiting for something to happen. Yeah. So during pre-machining, you need to set the component. You need to bring the component. The component has to be fixed on the table. Then the operator, if you don't have sensor, for example, operator has based on his efficiency, he will set the component very manually. Okay, he will use the dial gauge. He will take the offsets. It depends, you may do it in 20 minutes. I may do it in 15 minutes. He may do it in 10 minutes.
Right.
So it depends on, the experience and, how good you are in doing in that skill. But why should we really depend on the human skills? If you have a sensor, when you have systems, when you have sensors, you bring it in, it does the job in 2 to 3 minutes.
So thank you very much. That was really a short but a very insightful, technical, deep diving session what we had with you. So thank you so much for your time speaking with OEM.
So much. Thanks for
Thank you so much. Thank you.